So what is good, people? Welcome to another investing video. In this video, we are continuing our Investing $1 a Day series. This time we are in episode 31, which means we need to have a minimum of $217 invested into each asset. So jumping into metals, metals have been looking very, very good over this past week. If we take a look at our investment, we have $138.31 invested into gold, $72.28 invested into silver for a total investment of $210.59, and the value $152.44 in gold, $72.81 in silver for a total value of $225.25. So we are way up in metals, which is so good to see. I've been down in metals for so long. So it's finally good to see that we're up. Not only are we up in gold, but we're up in both gold and silver. So both of them have been doing well. You can see the chart right here. You can see my last gold investment was way down here, but the actual value is way up there. So it's a pretty good jump. And you can see the same here with silver. My last investment was down there, and then silver is going up just a little bit over my last investment. And so we only have $210 invested, which means it's time to make another investment into metals. And I'm just going to keep going with the trend. I know silver has a much higher chance of a profit, but gold has just been doing so well. Gold has just been tried and true. So I'm going to put another investment into gold. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that and then jump back into the video. All right, so now I am back, and you can see our investment into gold has jumped up to $160.09. You can see another investment into gold right here on the chart, and you can see my value in gold jump up as well. Now we are still up. Our total holdings is still 247.03, which is higher than the 232.37. So we're still way up, even with me buying making that another investment into gold. And you can see the chart is starting to smooth out a little bit just because there is so much going on. We've been doing this for so long now. So naturally the chart will start to smooth out, and you'll see a lot less of the dips and everything. But hopefully it will still be able to serve us going forward. So all in all, we are way up on metals. We're up by like $10, right? Yeah, so over $10 we are up in gold. Gold and silver we're up in, so that is good to see. Now let's jump into stocks. So we can see over the week we are up by 1%, just $2.50. So we're basically breaking even there. If we take a look at our Bitcoin, our $1 in Bitcoin that we got for free from Robinhood, it is sitting at $1.63. So that is a huge jump of 62% profit, which is only 63 cents. But Bitcoin has been doing some incredible things over the past couple of weeks. And so I'm just going to leave this here, even though it doesn't quite make sense to leave crypto on Robinhood, since I already have a wallet and I already do stuff in DeFi, but they gave it to me for free and it's doing well. So I'm going to leave that $1 there. If we jump into our actual stocks, we start with Starwood Property Trust, and we are down by 1.5%, which is just 32 cents in the stock. If we look at our overall return, we're up by $3.34, which is a 18% return. So we are looking good overall on Starwood Property Trust. We are way up. The analysis is down at a 57% buy and a 42% hold. So things are not looking good there. But if we look at everything else, we did get a stock lending payment of 1 cent. And that was just yesterday. Today's the 8th. So yesterday we got 1 cent. And that's pretty much it. No dividend just yet. We'll probably see one in the next few weeks. If we jump into EOG Resources, I was hoping that that last investment would put us at a full share, but it has not. But if we look overall, the stock is up by 3.5% over the week. Our total return is $1.36, which is a 1.18% return. And it looks like the analysis is kind of not really moving at all. It's still sitting at a 62% buy, 38% hold, and we will not be getting a stock lending payment until we got a full share. And so this episode, we will finally have a full share. I'm going to go ahead and put another $7 into this, and then we will have a full share, and I'll finally be done putting money in EOG for a while, at least. And jumping into QYLD, we are up by 0.28%, so just breaking even basically on the stock itself. But if we look at our overall return, we have a profit of 72 cents, which is $1.21%. So we're up by a little bit, not by much. If we take a look at our history, we did get a dividend payment on February 28th, so just a little over last week was our last dividend, and it was at 59 cents, which is good. It's still holding at 59 cents. That's how it's been for the past few months, and so hopefully towards the end of this month, we'll see another 59 cents, or maybe even more. That would be good. But all in all, we're doing good there on QYLD. And finally, ARMOUR Residential REIT. If we look at the week, we are actually completely even. Holy cow, I've never seen that before. Not up or down anything, just plus 0%. If we look at our total returns, we are down by $2.82, which is a loss of 9.14%. If we look at our history, we did get a stock lending payment just yesterday of 1 cent, and that is why it's good to have more than one full share. And we did get our last dividend payment was towards the end of February, and it was 34 cents. So hopefully towards the end of this month, we'll get another dividend payment as well. So that is it for ARMOUR Residential REIT. Overall on stocks, we're doing well. We are going to go ahead and put one last $7 investment into EOG Resources. Go ahead and do that right now. And so we should now officially, once this goes through, because the market's closed right now, but we should officially be over one full share for EOG Resources. And hopefully we'll start getting some stock lending payments from this stock. But I'd say overall, we're doing good on stocks. The dividend payments are coming in, and some of these are paying like over 1% a month in dividends, which is really good. I think two of them, actually, QYLD and ARMOUR Residential REIT, are paying more than 1% per month. So we're looking really good on our stocks. If we jump into crypto, we're going to start off with Dex Finance, and Dex Finance has made some changes to their site since the last time we were here. They're jumping full in on yield farming in their Vault version 3, so that is good there. If we jump into our US Dex stake, we can see how things are looking on that. Let me refresh this. All right, so we are sitting at $29.17, which is still left in the stake. We do have a really high principal release of $3.54. So we are seeing this number go down and go into this number, and that's what we want to see, because basically our ES-US DEX is something that we have no control over. So we want that to turn into the US DEX Plus, so that way we can actually do something with the funds. We're still earning an APR of 10%, and that's where this 64 cent is coming from. So slowly but surely we are getting that principal release, and we'll be able to finally do something with this. Still going to be a few months before though. If we jump into our vaults, now I did put some money into one of the Pulse vaults. I remember did that a couple weeks ago. So if we jump in, take a look at my vaults. This was the one that we jumped into, the Spark HODL. And we can see that at deposit, it was at $11.84. It is now sitting at $13.71. I do have a yield of 55 cents, so that's 4.62%, which is actually really high considering I think it's only been 2 weeks that it's been sitting there, so that's pretty good. That's like an 8% return, over 8% for the month, which is good. Our P&L is $1.86 or 15%. So the actual pool is doing good. Now I did initially put in $14, but the value of the tokens have gone down. As you can see, it's sitting at $13.71. So my original investment was $14. With the value of the tokens going down, it is sitting down at 13, but we do have a pretty good yield. This yield does put us over the $14. So I actually am in profit when you look at it like that. You can see the chart, just the value of the tokens just kind of going all over the place. If we take a look at what people are doing, we can see that the investment value jumped up and then went down as a lot of people took their money out of the vault. But you can see the yield was going up, and it's kind of sitting right here at the whatever this percentage is, 210%. So it's sitting there, not really doing anything, which is fine. I'm very happy with the amount of yield that I'm getting from this. If we look at, I do want to check the actual totals, so you can see how much. There's actually not a lot staked in here anymore. It still has a $28.38. Yeah, I think there's only 2 wallets in here now, so it's just me and one other person. So there's not much going on with this vault. Maybe that's why the yield has gotten so much higher, because other people took their money out of it. But I'm just going to keep my money in here as long as it keeps producing yield. I don't really care. I don't think the value of the tokens is going to drop that much, especially since you do have a stable coin in there. So I'm going to keep it in there for the yield, and I'm actually going to add another $7 onto this. That will be my move for crypto. I will admit Pulse is not doing as well as I hoped, since everything else in crypto is doing really well. Pulse Chain is not, but I'm going to hold on to it for at least another week. And if the value still goes down, then I might just jump into another pool, maybe AVAX or something like that. But for now, I'm going to keep things into Pulse, and I'm going to put another $7 into there. If we jump into Trader Joe, so our Trader Joe pool is looking good. You can see that we are up to $264.66. So that is the value of the Ethereum actually going up, because we have ETH and USDC in here. Of course, USDC isn't going to change, but ETH has jumped up in value over the past couple of weeks, and so our stake is looking good. We are sitting at $3.89 in rewards, and I've been watching this, and I'm earning about $1.50 per week. And so it's been a little over 2 weeks, and so that's why we're sitting close to $4. But all in all, that's about 2.4% per month that I'm earning from leaving my money in here. Unfortunately, it was at 4% when I first started. For like the first 2 or 3 months, I was getting 4% a month. Now it's down to 2.4%, which is still good, just not as good as 4%. But it's good enough for me to leave all of my crypto in here. So I'm not going to pull it out. I'm going to leave it in here. I am not going to claim these rewards yet. I'm going to, well, let it stay in there for maybe a couple more weeks before I actually pull it out and then recompound that back in. Because right now, $4 is not really worth it, especially when you're paying gas fees to do all the claiming and then turning it into the other tokens and splitting it up and all that stuff. So I'm going to leave that in there. I'm going to just leave it alone. But I will go ahead and add another $7 into this pool right here. So I'm going to jump off real quick, just because it's a pain trying to get money onto Pulse Chain. It's not the easiest chain to get money onto. So I'm going to put some $7 on here, and then I'll be right back. All right, so I am finally back. That took a while. Took quite a while, but I finally got my funds on Pulse Chain, and I went ahead and put another $7, almost $7, about $6 and change of Pulse back into this. So I'm sitting at $20.92 invested into this vault right now. So I'm going to leave this in at least for another week to see how well things go. If Spark and Pulse don't do well, then I may just pull it out and put it somewhere else. But if it continues to do well and the yield outpaces the is basically whatever the tokens do, tokens/coins, then I'll keep it in here. So overall, let's take a look at everything. In crypto, we are way up. As you can see, I do have a yield of 55 cents, which actually puts me at a profit of 2.61%. That's in this vault. In Trader Joe, we are way up. We're now sitting at $264 sitting in this vault, and I've earned almost $4. Actually, it's been like, I think I've earned almost 10 cents since I've started doing this video. So this is doing really, really well. If we jump in stocks, we do have a lot of things that are up, and we are getting some good dividend payments, and we're getting some stock lending payments as well. So that is putting us up there. And finally, in metals, we are up by over $10. So that is really good to see. Even with our new deposit today, we are still up. So everything is looking good across the board. Metals is looking good. Stocks is looking good. Crypto is looking insane right now. So I don't know what's going on in the world, but apparently all three asset classes seem to be doing well. So that is pretty much it for this video. As always, if you do have anything you want me to check out, any type of investments you want me to look at, just leave them in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.